A local nonprofit advocating for those in crisis and helping families get into homes. But what happens when that organization doesn't follow through?
Our Wrdw joins us live in the studio. He spoke with someone relying on the organization Changing Faces for help with her living situation. So, Will, now that person faces eviction?
Yeah, that's right. Sherry Henderson thought she was working with a nonprofit to help her get off the streets and put a roof over her head. But little did she know, she would end up homeless and owe more than $8,000 in rental fees. Her bank statements and leasing agreement here show she was paying her rent to Changing Faces every month. The local nonprofit helps families, women, and children find housing during hard times. Local apartment complexes have a contract with Changing Faces to rent out their units at a lower price for these low-income families. People like Sherry Henderson pay their monthly rent through Changing Faces, and then they turn it over to the apartment complex. But records show Changing Faces wasn't giving Sherry's payments to the apartments. Now she's homeless and out more than $8,000. We heard about this organization back in January. I spoke with the founder who says that she started all of this to help people.
So Changing Faces basically was created to be a resource-based organization and an advocacy organization for those in crisis. Everything we do is because we've experienced it firsthand. I know firsthand what it feels like to be homeless. I know what it feels like to be a foster youth.
And we reached out to Changing Faces' main phone number multiple times, and I couldn't get anyone on the phone. I went down to their thrift store, Changing Up on Broad Street. They weren't even open, even though their sign says that they're supposed to be. I called the donation number on that front door, and when they found out who I was, they immediately hung up the phone. Coming up, we hear from Sherry in her story on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Looking forward to it, Will. Thanks very much. Two teenagers facing charges after a fight involving a knife at Westside High School. This happened yesterday, and the school's principal now sending an email to parents saying the fight started with students arguing in the hallway. The arrest warrant charging 18-year-old Roger Batts with pulling out that knife. Another student, Dematia Coleman, is accused of hitting Batts in his face and head. There were no serious injuries. Both people involved taken to the Webster Detention Center. The school says the fight will be addressed under state law and the code of conduct. Meanwhile, we're getting a look at video from inside Westside High School showing a heated argument. The mom of one of the students in the video says the video shows her son's substitute teacher in a dispute with those students. In the last couple of hours, we've learned the school system is investigating what went on here. The Richmond County School District says the school system conducts an extensive background check and requires Kelly Education Services to provide training for their employees who accept these assignments. They say they'll work with that company to address any employment concerns.
Gold Cross EMS sitting down.